Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Write With Me at IELTS Juice. You know how IELTS supports recycling materials, right? Well, because of that, we have a report today, Task 1 Academic, and it is about recycling. Let's read the rubric. The diagram below shows the process for recycling plastic bottles. Okay, so the focus is on plastic bottles and we have a diagram. I do not see any time frames here. Can you see any time frames? Is it recycling plastic bottles in 1992? No. Is it how plastic bottles will be recycled in the next decade? No. Is there any time frame attached to this diagram? No. Which means it's not about necessarily future because this is limiting. It's not about past because this one is also limiting. It's limited to a certain time frame. It's not about present perfect, things that have taken place so far. You know, this is again not our choice of grammatical style. The best thing is present simple. And we are going to put this as our grammar for reference. All my sentences are going to be in present simple tense. I do not need to limit myself to the past or to the future or things that happened in the past and continued until now, but who knows if they continue in the future or not. I am not limiting myself. I am using present simple because this grammar tense is excellent for stating facts. Now let's begin. My very first sentence is to talk about the visual, and as I just said, well, there is no time frame, so the focus is not on the time. I also do not see any focus on any particular country. It's not how plastic bottles are recycled in the UK or in the US. We don't have that information. We cannot say or speculate anything about that. That means we basically are left with a visual type. What is it? Well, it's a diagram, and you can also call it a visual. But what matters here is that you cannot just copy paste the rubric. You can paraphrase it. So instead of saying the diagram below shows the process for recycling plastic bottles, you can say the given visual depicts how plastic bottles are recycled. Then you immediately need to think about the second sentence. What is it? You know me, anytime I think about an overview, I think about two overviews. But wait a second. Look at the visual. How many stages are there? There are 9 stages. I'm going to say that this is a 9-stage process that involves different steps or different machinery, or it starts from step 1 where people separate plastic bottles from other waste materials and ends up in the process of producing plastic products. Another overview, again, you can come up with a sentence like a plastic bottle, when it is recycled, can be used in production of maybe at least five different everyday products. How did I come up with that? Let me just put a number here. So this 5 means something to me. This 5 is the number. If you look at stage 9, I can see a plastic bag, which is recycled. I can see pencils. inside of any pencil is graphite, and around it can be recycled plastic, just to hold, just for you to be able to hold a pencil or pen. But these images show me pencils. And then there are shirts. So the fabric is recycled. Or those containers, you know, small kitchen containers, that also is recycled material. Or another bottle, it can be a water bottle, and that water bottle again is recycled. I see 5 pictures. We know it can be more than that. That's why I'm saying by recycling a plastic bottle, we can give raw material for the production of at least 5 other everyday consumer goods. So with that in mind, and with the samples I gave you for overview, we can begin. Now, we basically need to have a topic sentence, and the topic sentence is going to say that this is a recycling plastic bottles is a process that requires a lot of machines, and it starts from people, normal people, consumers, every day, a public citizen. So it starts from the public who separate plastic bottles, and they drop it in designated garbage bins or waste baskets. I am going to use this as my entire paragraph. You can write one paragraph and you can write everything here. It's quite okay, really. This is not at all bad, but it might be a little challenging. That's why I'm saying, if you don't want to write everything in one paragraph, which you can, but if you don't want, and it's better for you to control, my suggestion is to introduce another body paragraph here. All right. Now, in this first body paragraph, you can talk about the first step, the first and the second step, and maybe your decision, you can include the third or not. But the first and second steps. The first step, you separate rubbish from the plastic bottles, and you put the plastic bottles in the specific bin. Then it is that plastic bottle, once the bin is full, a designated garbage truck will collect the plastic bottles and deliver them to not a factory, but you can say they're delivered to a workshop, or they're delivered to a warehouse, or delivered to a specific location where a human sorter will check the products and sort everything and checks if the plastic bottles can be recycled or not, and they separate them. That's it. You can stop here. You can devote this paragraph to everything before the factory, or, as I said, the designated location. Then you can focus on another body paragraph. This is the majority. So this is where, once everything, the bottles are sorted, then steps 4, 5, 6, and 7, and even 8 can appear here, because those are all the activities that happen inside the factory. If controlling that is still hard for you, you can write another body paragraph, and you, in like numbers 4, 5, and 6 can appear here, and numbers 7, 8, and 9 can have their own body paragraph. My suggestion helps you control your report. So 3 steps here, 3 steps here, from compressing into blocks all the way to producing plastic pallets will happen here. Then from heating the plastic pallets to form raw material, and then you have that raw material that is sent to some other factories to produce a variety of consumer goods, including the items that you can see. Your paragraphs will be short, so this will be 3-4 sentences, another 3-4 sentences. We're talking about maybe 40 words, 40 words, 40 words, so 160 over here. And these two will just contribute, together will contribute another 40. So it will be less than 200 words, which is ideal for us. And my suggestion helps you be very focused, step by step. But if this is hard for you, it's fine. You don't need an extra paragraph. Just focus on the idea before the designated organization that sorts the plastic bottles and then starts this crushing and heating and then the pallets and producing raw material. That can be, though that element can appear here. This will be focusing on everything before the plastic bottle reaches those specific factories, or again, designated locations. And in the end, you can write another overview. I already told you that there are at least 5 consumer items that can be produced from the raw materials we have now out of these plastic bottles, which were recycled or which are recycled. You can write it here. 1 sentence will be enough, and you will have your report. So I am very flexible. With 1 paragraph, body paragraph, you can do it. If it's hard for you, make it 2 body paragraphs. But draw a line. My suggestion was before the factory. You can change it to something different. Just make sure the logic is there. So it's not just in the middle of a process, in the middle of heating, you just cut it and then move on to the other paragraph. Don't do that. And if you want to make it a little bit challenging for yourself, you can go for 3 paragraphs and focus on 3 elements in each paragraph. Of course, you are going to write a detailed report. Make sure you don't add information. That's it. Do not create data. This is not our job. Our job is to simply focus on the task at hand and write what's best here. Okay, if you wish to see a sample on this, you know where to click. If you wish to see other Green Apple videos like this one, click over here. And as always, eat healthy.